Hello and welcome to another edition of The Unconventional Grower, and in today's video we're not at Plot 14 somewhere in the big wide world, we are at Alnwick Gardens, so let's see you there. So here we are, Alnwick Gardens, and you can see a magnificent waterfall in front of us. Just pan round as we start our journey through the gardens. We've got some tunnels out of the beech trees. Quite picturesque as you walk through. And around here is the start of the Grand Cascade, where the waterfall is found. Here we are now, the top end of the garden, just above the Grand Cascade, and we can see a lot of strawberries growing in the apple perimeter. All those are apples. It'd be good to see this in the autumn time. Plenty of blossom on the strawberries as we just make our way through. Here we've got a selection of currants in the garden. Black currants, we've got reds over there, we've got gooseberries and whites, plenty on display in another area of red currants, cascaded in the box of crabapple fences. So we find ourselves in a bamboo maze in Alnwick Gardens. This is quite dark. It's quite cold in here as well. Quite damp. Of course, these are the bamboo canes that you'd typically find in your allotment plot, staking up your peas and your broad beans. Now then, which way did they go? Can't find them now. So we've just been into the poison garden, and well, that's been an education. There's some allotment plants you'd find in the allotment. In there, it's one of the most common poisonous plants. Away from the poison gardens, I'm now in the middle of the cherry orchard. And amongst the cherry orchard, you can see a number of swings that the folks are now enjoying a moment on. But yeah, this is quite an extensive cherry orchard. Well worth a visit. We've now left the gardens, Alnwick Gardens, and we're in the root and shoot allotment. We'll
look at this sign.
Indeed. We'll
honeybees on these premises.
We'll link to a video that we did last year. An interview with the kid grower and
Craig the beekeeper.
So
we're going to see if he's still there. Look at the bee hard at work.
Indeed. Right, let's see what we can see in the allotment.
Nobody on here.
We've now entered the apple orchard, the apple tunnel.
Oh!
You can see some of the apples just starting to form. A little sneak peek of the allotment up there. This is definitely worth a watch. Various different varieties of apple. So I walk through the tunnel Look at this, the rhubarb growing strong. Right, we'll have a walk round. So it would appear we've got some lettuce growing here. And it looks like there's some schools that have used this area as their allotment planting area. Interesting looking scarecrows, no doubt the children have done that. Apple tree there. More lettuce beds. All sorts of wonderful scarecrows. Broad beans there, potatoes. What else have we got? The brassicas here, obviously caged up because the pesky pigeons will no doubt peck the leaves.
Look at the pesky pandas.
Oh, the pesky pandas there, yes indeed. Around here, looks like we've got the
What's happened here? Look at this. What's happened here?
the artichokes, the globe artichokes. And up here, raised beds, waist height, castle in the backdrop.
Ooh. Potatoes.
Nice array of salady offerings amongst the raised beds. We'll, like I say, we'll put a link to the. In fact, we may even bring the videos into the channel from last year's visit, and then, like I say, the interview with the beekeeper. We'll put that into the highlight reel. So we walk around the plot. It's an extensive plot. I'll just give you a moment to take in the site. Just beyond the greenhouse, beyond the shed there, is the honeybees. What a delight. It's well worth a visit. It's free entry into the allotments. It's definitely well worth a visit, especially in the autumn time when things are ready to harvest.
Look at these beans over here.
Raw beans started to come through. Potatoes mounded up. Indeed. A fine visit. Fine visit on a bit of a rainy day now. So we'll just pan around a little bit and you can see it from all aspects.
It's Kigro here. Early today I went to the Alnwick Gardens where Alnwick Castle is based, and there's allotments there, and we met one of the beekeepers named Craig, and we had an interview with him. So I wanted to just say thank you, Craig, for the interview. Yeah. So I've got one of the beekeepers. His name is Craig, and we're gonna interview him about the bees. So how long is the average lifespan of a bee?
So the worker bees, the females that are coming out at the minute, average life's about 42 days.
Yep.
But the queen, 3 to 4 years if you look after her.
Yeah. How long does it take to create like a full tray of the honey in?
So that's a difficult question to answer. The bees will go out and collect pollen and nectar. They will take it into their honey stomach, chew it, and then what they'll do is pass it between themselves for a few days. Then they'll put it into cells. Then they sit over it and fan it to get the water out. So it probably takes about 7 to 10 days from them collecting the pollen right up to putting a cap on.
So quite a chunk of the lifespan.
A big chunk of their lifespan, yeah.
Yeah.
It takes 12 bees their whole life to make 1 teaspoon of honey.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's hard work.
How do they make like that, the honeycomb thing, like these octagons
Okay.
and stuff.
So the hexagons that they've got here is made of beeswax. Yeah?
Yeah.
So what they do on their abdomen, on their belly, they've got little scales. So it's a little bit like a dispensing machine. So they sort of push wax out from a crack in their belly, and as they walk over these hexagons, they just leave little discs behind. They can make each bee can make about 8 in 24 hours. But if you think there's 50,000 bees in each hive,
Yeah.
they can make quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely. How do you get like baby bees then?
Okay, so all the eggs are produced by the queen.
Yeah.
Okay, and all the bees inside of the hive decide whether they want boy eggs or girl eggs. Okay, they push the queen around, and into a 6mm hexagon, the queen will lay an egg, and she puts her back end in there. She can feel the sides, so she knows if she can feel the sides to lay a girl egg to fertilise it.
Yep.
If it's an 8mm, slightly bigger, when she puts her back end in, she can't feel it, so she knows not to fertilise the egg. That makes a boy. Yeah, and the pollen is on that. Now the nectar, you probably can't see. I'm not going to break. So the nectar is actually right down in this part.
Ooh.
And the idea is that bee comes along by putting their food, the best food, at the very bottom. She's got to stick her head right in. This then sticks to her,
Then that
and so
pollinates.
it's a bit like tempting her. Come on get the food. In you get. She sticks her head in, and the plant will automatically, yeah, she's back, will automatically some of that pollen to the legs. Now the honeybees, they have got little shapes on their legs called pollen baskets. So they are so well, should we say, designed that falls into baskets on their legs so they can carry it back. And the amount they carry back, those honeybees in there, once they've got one piece of that on each leg, they can barely fly. So that's why they don't go out in the rain, because if one raindrop hits them, they crash.
Yeah.
And you'll notice in there, when some of them come to that little entrance, they miss and they'll bounce off and land on the floor. They'll have to get back up and get in. But have you seen on the internet, you know, the airplanes coming into land when it's really windy?
Yeah.
And they're struggling. That's just like the bees when they're fully loaded. But yeah, so the nectar is all in the back.
Thank you for the
That's
intro,
all right.
Craig. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Bye for now.